Good morning and welcome to the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, May 25th, 2021. I am Commissioner and Chair Rick Vest. With me is Commissioner and Vice Chair Deb Shore, and also Commissioner Sean Flowerday, Commissioner Roma Amundsen, and Commissioner Krista Yoakum. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Clerk, please begin the meeting.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of our material to discuss today's open meeting is available for electronic viewing from the county clerk staff. Printing options are available upon request. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda on 1 minutes. Approve of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, May 18th, 2021.
Move approval.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore.
Abstain.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes. Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. Next is number 2, claims. Approval of all claims processed through May 25th, 2021, and this needs to be amended to include payroll ending May 19th, 2021.
I will move approval of the claims with the notation to include payroll through May 19th.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve the claims, including payroll through May 19th. Please call the roll, Dan.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Yoakum.
Abstain?
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. Next are consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there's an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of change order number 1 to County Contract C-20-400 with Constructors, Inc. to change the contract quantities due to a plan revision for decrease in the amount of $17,730. 13th Amendment to County Contract C-8-151 with the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services for the disproportionate share hospital intergovernment transfer agreement. The amendment renews the agreement from July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. Amendments to the following county contracts: C-18-271 with Cornhusker State Industries for business card and letterhead printing. C-20-470 with National Everything Wholesale, a network distributor to provide janitorial, sanitation, supplies, equipment, and related services. C-20-594 with the Home Depot Pro to provide janitorial supplies and equipment. C-19-401 with Hamilton Equipment Company for annual supplies, skid steer loader rental. C-20-695 with Jones Automotive, Inc. for annual supply and installation of emergency equipment and for city and county law enforcement vehicles. Right-of-way contracts with the following: Robinette Farms LLC, Southwest 14th Street and West Martell Road in the amount of $823. Cynthia L. and James J. Bauman, Southwest 14th Street and West Martell Road in the amount of $1,798. Matt A. Beaumont, Southwest 29th Street and West Whitstruck Road in the amount of $2,932. James T. Frew and Laura B. Barfrew, Southwest 29th Street and West Whitstruck Road in the amount of $753. Dwayne J. Top, Southwest 176th Street and Pella Road in the amount of $613. Melinda J. Buell, Revocable Trust, South 82nd Street and Wagon Trade Road in the amount of $124. Roger J. Severn, Southwest Second Street and West Palo Road, in the amount of $613. Mosaic Eastern Star Home, South 134th Street and Hickman Road, in the amount of $1,171.
I move approval of the consent items.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent items. Any discussion? Dan, please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 4. This is a corporate manager application for Dylan Poppy in connection with a Class B liquor license for Brad Stoke Marina at 10,001 West Davy Road, Raymond, Nebraska.
All right, I will open the public hearing for item 4A. Mr. Poppy, are you here to speak on this item?
I am, yes.
What's that?
I am, yes.
Yeah, why don't go ahead and come up and
Where would you like me to?
either microphone works.
Yeah.
Since this is a public hearing, I will need to swear you in. If you want to raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do, yes.
And we do allow folk, if your comfort level is primary here, but you can take your mask off while
Okay.
testifying if you'd like. We always like to get acquainted with the folks who are making these special applications. So if you wanted to just tell us a little bit about yourself and the application.
As you know, my name is Dylan Poppy. I manage the marina out at Branch Oak, and I was told had needed to get a liquor license to sell the liquor out at the lake, and I am here today to get permission to do that.
Okay?
Question?
Yes.
Will there be other employees in addition to you serving?
Yes, as of right now, we have 4 full-timers and 1 part-time.
I noticed that you had taken the responsible beverage server course previously. Would that, as an employer, would you make that available to those employees who will be serving as well?
Yes, the owner actually makes it a requirement for everyone to take that sort of classification in order to sell it
Perfect.
every year.
Perfect.
Great.
Very good.
Well, we're excited to have Branch Oak and the Marina back this year, so thank you. Appreciate your time. Anyone else here to testify in support of this application? In opposition? In a neutral capacity? I'll close the public hearing.
Next, we're going to move forward to number 10, executive session.
I will move, we go into executive session for purposes of union negotiations and to protect the public interest at 9:11.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to go into executive session. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes,
Motion carries 5-0.
we are now in executive session.
We're back.
see a picture of us.
Okay. Next is number 5, new business. 5A is a resolution, a matter of a corporate manager liquor license application of Dylan Poppy for Branched Oak Marina.
Move it.
I'm-
Go ahead.
I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
yes,
Shore,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. B is a resolution, a matter of authorizing the county board chair or vice chair to sign the program agreement with Nebraska Department of Transportation for setting out the various duties and findings, responsibilities for the federal aid project at 148th Street and Holdridge Street.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. This is another federal aid project, safety project that my department is bringing forward to do intersection improvements at 148th and Holdridge.
This was the project that someone with a lot of initiative got the extra funding from the feds to add this. I still say roundabout, Pam. Is there a new and better term than
So-
roundabout, or?
So remember, when we're at this point, we don't talk about what the intersection improvement is.
Intersection
Is Commissioner
improvement.
Vest. It is just intersection improvements,
Okay,
because we have not determined that at this time.
gotcha. We're still examining intersection improvement. Very
Move
good.
approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the signing by the chair or vice chair. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
yes,
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. C is a program agreement with Nebraska Department of Transportation for HSIP funds for intersection safety improvement at 148th Street and Holdridge Street. The total cost of the project is currently estimated to be $703,300.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. So this is, as I stated previously, another safety project in Lancaster County that is funded with federal aid. The cost share for this is 90-10, so the county's responsibility ultimately will be 10%. Obviously, this does a lot to stretch our budget, and we would not be able to afford many of these improvements without this program.
And just to clarify, total cost of the project is $703,000. That's all of it together? That's the 90% with federal funding?
That is 100% of the project. The portion that is Lancaster County's responsibility will be 10% of that,
Okay,
or $70,300.
okay. Well, that's a good ratio.
It is.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item C. Any further discussion? Please call the roll, Dan.
Flowerday,
yes,
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. D is a contract with Pavers Inc. for pavement resurfacing 2021. The contract shall be effective upon execution by both parties. The work shall commence on or after May 17, 2021, and shall be completed on or before October 1st, 2021. The cost of county is not to exceed $1,197,764.56.
Pam Damon, Lancaster County Engineer. The exhibit that I've put on the overhead shows the numerous areas where we are planning to do a pavement resurfacing around the county. And I think that with this contract, I will be back to speak to the board at a later date about the mounting cost of repairs to Saltillo.
Looks like I'm seeing 4 locations, Pam. Saltillo and then 3 others in the southwest.
There is actually 9 separate locations. Part 1 is West Pioneers. Part 2 is a portion of West A Street. Part 3 is a portion of Northwest 48th Street. Part 4 is a portion of West Burham. Part 5 is a portion of North 134th Street. Part 6 is a portion of South 91st Street. Part 7 is a portion of South 27th Street. Part 8 is a portion of North 98th Street, and Part 9 is a portion of Saltillo Road.
We'll move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item D. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
She stepped out.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. E is a contract with ProSeal Inc. for pavement rejuvenation 2021. The contract shall be effective upon execution by both parties. The work included in the contract shall commence on July 5th, 2021, and shall be completed on or before October 22nd, 2021. The cost of county is not to exceed $550,670.88.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. This is for pavement rejuvenation at various locations around the county. What we've strived to do the last several years is in order to be more cost-effective and to extend the life of our pavement is to do rejuvenations. And this helps us extend the life of the slab approximately 5 to 7 years before we have to consider doing a overall resurfacing. It's much more cost-effective.
Second.
The motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All right, please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5F is an addendum to the 2019-2021 bargaining agreement between Lancaster County and Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Number 77 under County Contract C-19-713 to amend Article 19 and Article 30 for a temporary period of time.
I think we got an update, so.
I continue to be confused.
Well, but you do it well. You do it with a lot of style.
Comes to me very naturally. We've briefed you in executive session on this item. I don't know that it needs to be in public forum.
Any questions?
I will move approval.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll, Dan.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5G are recommendations from the Personnel Policy Board to do the following. Create a payroll coordinator classification. Revise the payroll specialist classification. Change the title of driver's license clerk to motor vehicle clerk 1 and revise the classification. Change the title motor vehicle clerk to motor vehicle clerk 2 and revise the classification. Change the title of motor vehicle coordinator to motor vehicle team supervisor, revise the classification, and change the pay grade from C06 to C10. Amend Rule 4.4 of the Personnel Rules, quorum. Amend the Personnel Rules to change appropriate references from personnel to human resources throughout the rules.
Doug McDaniel, Human Resources. There's a list of items that were undertaken by the Personnel Policy Board Commissioners. You've heard them listed. I can go through the rationale for each one or try to respond to questions. These are mostly requests from departments in reorganization and updates, but if you'd like the full
see.
rundown.
Let's see if there are any questions. Doug, anybody have any concerns or comments? Anything that Doug can clarify?
Only one that is number 6, the changing of the quorum. Do you want to explain that one? a little
Quorum
bit?
rules, actually, this is somewhat ministerial in nature. It's a housekeeping item. We've been practicing according to state statute. Our rules were never updated to reflect state statute. So this merely updates the rules to reflect state statute of the 2017 legislative changes that went into place. So.
All right.
We operate with a personnel policy board because of the size of the county as opposed to.
That's correct.
Larger or smaller counties.
That's correct.
Move approval of the recommendations.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the recommendations. Any discussion? Please call the roll, Dan.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. H is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county sheriff to order and execute a purchase order to Sioux Sales Company for handguns. The total estimated amount of the order is $71,198.10.
Okay, do we have any questions for the sheriff or
Is it-
Mr. Waller?
I guess just a general question. This is part of your annual rotational replacement? of
Terry
the-
Wedger, County Sheriff. No, not annual by any means.
Okay.
This is about 10-year replacement cycle for our handguns. So it's a normal replacement cycle, but it's about a 10-year cycle.
Right. I meant you do this annually, but it's on a 10-year rotation.
We budget for it annually, but it's on about a 10-year cycle.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve item H, the purchase of handguns for the sheriff's department. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. I is a subscription agreement with Lexapol for use of their corrections-based online training modules for employees at the Youth Services Center. The cost of county is not to exceed $4,760.
Move approval?
Second.
Motion and a second. This is something that's been discussed with us before by the interim director, and we're excited for this ongoing training for our folks out there doing that very important work. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5J is an agreement with the Nebraska Administrative Office of the Courts and Probation for 2 probation officers to provide additional pre-sentence investigation report services to decrease the time needed to complete pre-sentence investigations of inmates housed by the Lancaster County Corrections Department. The term of the agreement is July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. The county will pay up to $63,450 for the services.
Move approval?
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. K is termination of county contract C-13-335 with the Inmate Calling Solutions LLC doing business as IC Solutions to provide inmate phone services, Adult Detention Center. The reason for the termination is to replace the terms as agreed upon in RFP number 21-079. The termination is effective on June 3rd, 2021.
Good morning, Brad Johnson, Director, Lancaster County Department of Corrections. So this is part of the next item that we'll discuss. Our phone and commissary contracts kind of got a little out of sync as far as renewal periods. We're going to talk about the renewal of both of those on the next item. And this is an attempt to get those 2 contracts lined back up. They've agreed to terminate a few months early, and if you guys approve the following contracts, it'll put those 2 vendors on the same timeline going forward.
Yeah. And we have a motion and a second, and I guess, let me make sure I'm on the right page. We're on item K, Dan?
Yes.
Okay. To approve item K. Any further discussion? This is a good change, and I mean.
Well,
this is-
I'll talk about the actual changes on item KL, I think.
Okay.
I believe.
We'll come back to
Yes.
that. Very good. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5L are contracts for the adult detention facility to provide phone visitation services. The term of the contract is June 4th, 2021 through June 3rd, 2025. There's no cost to county, and the county will receive a commission on the gross revenues generated by the contracts with the following: Inmate Calling Solutions LLC doing business as IC Solutions, Keefe Commissary Network.
All right, so these are our inmate phone and our commissary contracts. They were basically negotiated prior to even this current building opening, and those contracts have now expired. So we went out for an RFP to renew those and explore what options are available. The first contract, our commissary contract, is, just so you guys know, the inmates have the ability to order what we call stores, so they can order hygiene items if they don't like the ones we provide, snack items and different items, things like that. What's important to us for this is that they also manage the inmate banking system, so we don't have to handle cash anymore. And Deb can probably remember the number of times that we had cash errors and stuff that occurred back when we had to do that, and that's basically eliminated that. It allows family to put money on somebody's account from the internet through a phone call. They come in, there's kiosks in the lobby that they can deposit cash into. Back in the day, we would only take cash. Now they can use credit card and debit cards. So that's really a benefit to us to have that banking system in place. Part of this contract is we've maintained that fee structure, so the fees have not increased for family and friends that want to deposit money. We're going to add some additional vending machines. A couple years ago, we put some vending machines downstairs, so if they wanted to purchase something more immediate, they had access to the vending machines. We're going to add some more of those upstairs. That's been a very popular item or option for them. They're going to provide us, right now they provide one staff member who kind of coordinates the commissary and actually delivers it for us. They're going to add an additional employee to manage the vending machines, because that's going to be probably pretty close to a full-time job, just keeping those full. So that's all included into the commissary contract. The second contract was our inmate phone contract. Our current rate for phone calls for the inmates was 21 cents a minute. It was just a flat 21 cents a minute. There was no additional fees associated with that. We negotiated that down to 10 cents a minute now, so we cut that fee nearly a little over half. The other part of this contract is our video visitation system. If you come to our facility, the visitations are free, but there's the option of doing it via the internet from home. The prior fee for that was 50 cents a minute, and we've cut that to 25 cents a minute, so that's got cut in half. We also reduced fees that family and friends would pay via the internet or phone calls to put money on somebody's account. Like I mentioned before, there were fees involved with that, and we've reduced those fees to match the fee for what you would pay to put money into the kiosk at our lobby. So that's kind of the fee structure. There's quite a bit of benefits built into this contract. This vendor is going to provide almost the inmates who we feel won't abuse them, which the majority would be tablets that they'll be able to access. They'll be able to do video visits off of that. They can check their account balances, order commissary. There'll be email options, and there's a free electronic library for books that they'll have access to. There's a cache of movies that they can have access to. There's a fee for that. I think it's around, depends on how long it is, around $3 per movie. So they'll have access to that through the tablets. We're going to go to an electronic mail system for the inmates, so when they get mail, with the exception of confidential or legal mail, it will be scanned into a system, and once we've approved the content, that'll get sent to them, and they'll read that over their tablets. That's being done to prevent or reduce the introduction of K2 products through the mail, which we have experienced a significant uptick in. They also offer a law library system through the tablets, so once our current contract, which we kind of piggyback off of the county attorney and public defenders, there'll be a little bit of a savings for us there because I won't have to contract that out. So, overall, I think this is really a strong contract for the county and for those who are in our custody and care within the facility. And I'll tell you that I think our commissions will be very close to the same, if not even maybe see a little bit of an increase because of the bending options.
Yeah, just, Brad, may I ask you to clarify? The item says the county will receive a commission on the gross revenues, and I just want you to explain that that does not go into the county's general fund, but is used specifically for inmate benefit.
Correct. All of our commissions through phones, commissary, all of that gets placed into our inmate benefit fund, which we use to pay for programming and activities that are intended to help benefit the inmates while they're in our custody.
Yeah, good point, Deb. Yeah, Roma.
Brella, I think that with this contract, you called it a strong contract, you really have improved the access for benefits, and it really brings it into the 21st century.
We've been looking forward to negotiating this because this was the way I saw an avenue to bring this stuff in that was a little more cost neutral for us. So
Yeah.
I was looking forward to that. Let me just add that the actual tablet side of it, I know this contract starts June 4th, but I think we gave them until August to get the tablet system up and going because they have to bring in a separate wireless service so that they don't overload ours and different things. So it'll be a little bit before we see that actually start, but it is coming.
I really liked, I regard this as very good work, so glad to hear it.
I will move approval, and I'm sure thanks due to the purchasing department as well for their assistance in negotiating the contract.
Bob and Jennifer both were very involved, so.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve item L. Any further discussion?
Could you
Please
come
call.
back and give us an update on how the tablets are working when they're up and running after a couple months?
Bring one down for you.
Very nice.
An exciting item for the next meeting, or their, August.
Very good. Please call the roll, Dan.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes,
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5M is ratification of Dan Nolte to correct nunc-pro-tunc an error in a special designated license application from Fusser Inc. by adding 285 feet by 150 feet into the missing outdoor area dimension.
move approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes,
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. N is a reappointment of Jasmine Kingsley to the Lincoln Lancaster County Board of Health for a term to expire April 15th, 2024.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve this reappointment. We have discussed this, and the efforts of Jasmine Kingsley are deeply appreciated on this board. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
yes,
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 6 is update on COVID-19 and Lancaster County response. And this is discussion of updated workplace response on COVID-19 human resource policy bulletin.
I feel like I'm in the movie of Groundhog Day.
You look better every time you come up, though, Doug.
Commissioners, as I briefly shared with you before, this is the update of the HR policy bulletin on workplace response to COVID-19. We've worked with the county attorney and the chief administrative officer on the updates. It's before you just for any input before we take it to the Personnel Policy Board and then go through the other steps for approval. The changes really align with CDC guidelines, and it moves the screening to, under B, to daily symptoms of self-screening, which is to happen before the person really comes to work. And then the other major changes are masks in terms of, as you are well aware, that masks are not required for fully vaccinated individuals. There is an exception here, and you'll see under 1I that employees working in Lancaster County Department of Corrections, Youth Services, or Mental Health Crisis Center are required to wear a mask in addition to other forms of PPE, may be required by the department or office policy. County departments or offices may accept certain non-custodial settings from the requirement. So again, these departments, because of their direct contact, either with inmates or patients, are still under a different guideline than other employees. But again, we wanted to get input from you or any changes that you would see before we took it to the Personnel Policy Board and then eventually back to you for ratification. As Dave identified earlier, our plan is to send out a draft to agency heads and directors so that they know that this is what's coming and this is the guidance they can operate under until it's fully ratified.
No, this is, Chris.
Yeah, was there any discussion about where we have departments that face the public a lot? And I'm specifically thinking of the DMV, of the treasurer's office, because they do have a lot of traffic. I think the clerk's office, it's probably a little less constant, some of those kinds of things.
Well, the fact of the matter is that masks are not required,
Right.
but there's no prohibition for individuals using a mask. I carry my mask with me. If I'm in an uncomfortable setting, I wear my mask. So I think, and employees should feel empowered to wear a mask if they would like to, with no, scrutiny or anything else, because they're wearing a mask. And so, again, I don't know that it needs to be in a policy, but it certainly can be an overarching theme that people are still, free to wear a mask if they so choose, if they are fully vaccinated. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, Roman.
And I think department heads would have the responsibility to simply indicate to their employees that fact. So,
Yeah, that message should be delivered when we update that this doesn't mean anyone can't wear a mask. It just means that the requirements don't exist, that they
Correct.
have to, so. Yeah, and this has been very well discussed among you and Dave and others, and we just appreciate the response to this. I know we've got to go through the process to get it approved, and it'll come back to us, I think, for final approval, but this gives us the direction we're going, and this is good work on everybody's part. So I don't think we take action on this today, Dave. We'll let it go through.
Only if there's any edits or things that you say we'd like this or that. But again, I think it's pretty straightforward, in line with CDC and local guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
so,
seems well done.
Yeah. Now, are you coming back for legislative update, Doug, or what's the?
I'm here all day.
We're trying not to be.
Even if
so-
there's things that don't pertain, I'm happy to speak to them.
We appreciate it.
Next is number 7, legislative update.
And I don't believe we have anything for this item,
So
Dan.
no veto on 274.
Number 8 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
Do we have anyone in the chambers who wishes to make a public comment at this time?
Next is announcement. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting, including budget hearings, on Thursday, May 27th, 2021, at 8:30 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, June 1st, 2021, at 9 a.m., with the Board of Equalization immediately following in room 112 of the County City Building. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.nd.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.nd.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Dan, please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes?
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.